It's Toby from Heavyweight MMA today with David Martinez, the smiling assassin, Eternal MMA Lightweight champ on the eve of his title defense. Man, you're looking like you're in some sort of nightclub or something there with the pink shades behind you.
Yeah, no, this is just the bedroom, man. That's what happens when you leave your wife in charge of decorating.
That's the thing, man. Hey, so I'm probably catching you at a bad time, man. It's the last kind of week of preparation before you go into kind of a week of probably cool down before your actual fight. So you're probably totally depleted. Last thing you want to do is have a talk about your fight. But how are you feeling, man?
Oh well, let's just start out the gate with fantastic, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a rough timing for it, but yeah, Jane likes to put hurdles for me at the end to make sure, like, to keep me sharp. So she's like, you know what, you're not doing too much else, so might as well stack you with media obligations.
That's it, man. How's the body coping now? Now you're kind of peaking and everything, feeling good, feeling strong still, or just feeling depleted, ready for that rest, all those few rest days?
Yeah, well, no doubt the body's feeling strong, man. It's just the mind takes a dip when you start to cut certain things out. So yeah, it's more of a mental thing than it is a physical. Uh,
Yeah, last time we talked, you were saying you believe that the whole game is like a 90% mental, 10% physical sort of thing. So how is the mind preparing for this one? Because you fought this guy who you're fighting, Blake Donnelly. You fought him before and you picked up a loss in that fight. So that's something to contend with when you think about it, man. How's that sort of mental prep going?
yeah. It's funny, like, having fought before, having lost. It's like, yeah, you go through a lot of mental battles with that side of things. It's because it's like, well, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do differently? How's he different now? This fight was almost 3 years ago, or over 3 years ago, I should say.
Yeah, you can both have developed a lot in that time, right? And I was looking at the old interview of his afterwards, and he kind of just clearly gave out his game plan. So when something's not broken, you don't usually fix it. So I'm thinking that he'll probably come in with the same game plan, which was keep distance, not overcommit, change the patterns up so you can't catch him, and then to keep you guessing and anticipate the shot from you, bro. So is that sort of the game plan you'd be working to counter?
Well, to be honest, man, it's hard because Donnelly hasn't fought too often since. I think he's had about 3 fights since then. So it's looking at the footage of those, it's hard to gauge if he's going to come with the same strategy. He's made certain changes in each fight, but I don't know. It worked for him last time, so I can't see why he wouldn't go with it again. But at the same time, he might have some new tricks up his sleeve. He's certainly been working a lot on his grappling, I would say.
Yeah, man. When you watch his fight with John Bruin, he showed his like kind of slickness with the jab, like nice long jabs and nice right hands as well. But he also showed a bit of skill in the grappling. Do you think that's something you could have developed over those 3 years? Because it's quite a long time, right? Like you definitely could pick up your game, tighten up your game in grappling in that time, right?
Yeah, well, I definitely think he's worked a lot on his grappling, and I definitely think I've worked a lot on my striking. It's interesting to see how the two of us match up again.
Yeah, for sure, man. One thing I did notice, so like in his fight, he's pretty like kind of straight line fighter. A lot of people are generally, but yeah, he's very straight in and straight out, which kind of can help a little bit with the takedown as well, right? When someone's standing straight in front or retreating straight back. So something to look out for, man. And also that calf kick, the inside kick, and you kind of like peppering the legs at the start of the fights, right? So that'd be some opening that you're probably looking for as well, yeah.
Yes, yeah, indeed.
Yeah, fair enough, man. Hey, how's it going over at Ignite MMA? Dunstan Death Squad, all good, man? How's the training?
Oh, mate, training's always booming over there, but they just returned back from the IMF Worlds over in Serbia.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and we had a fair bit of representation from the gym itself, and everyone performed well. In particular, Jake Piper from our gym. He got a stunning knockout in his first fight, slick submission in his second, and then just got slightly out grappled in the third. So he represented well over there.
Was that a runner-up in the final that he got to, or was it before that?
Runner-up, no, he didn't. I don't think he medaled.
Yeah.
So it might have been just before, or the medaling stage. So he got there, but yeah, he had 3 fights over there. He won the first 2, including a win over Dagestani wrestler, which is very impressive. And then so he's done well for the country and for the gym.
That's awesome. I don't know if you know Fergus Jenkins from New Zealand. I interviewed him before, and they love this event because, normally in the amateurs and pros and that, you're a long time between fights, but this is a way as an amateur that you can rack up a heap of fights in like a really short time. Like you mentioned, he had 3 or 4 fights like in a couple of days. So that's it's a way of really getting that experience, and you're getting to look at these guys like Dagestani wrestlers, different types of fighters, right? So it really, really can help these guys to prepare for entering into the pros. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the when I look at the IMF formula, I think it's fantastic for amateurs. I think if you have the means to be able to go into one of these things, you definitely should. You're wearing bigger padded gloves, you're wearing shin guards, so you're not taking too much damage, but you're getting that experience and that cage time. And as well as they do same day weigh-ins, which I'm a big fan of. I believe that is the way to go to avoid people cutting down from so high up.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that people will still deplete themselves and maybe have that not enough fluid around the brain. That's anything I think. But I kind of think it would be great to be doing it like if it was even for pros. I think it'd be good to do a few days in advance all at the same day, because then you just can't, right? You can't maintain it for so long. So yeah, I kind of agree that it should be a real weight. Like it just doesn't make sense that people cut down so much when if they just made an even playing field, then everyone jumps up a division or so, and then then competing at a healthy way to be natural and and less of a weight cutting competition and more of a real fighting competition, right?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Because at the end of the day, we have to cut weight because everyone does, type thing. So it's a risky part of the sport, but it's something we all have to do because it's what everyone does. As if you don't, then you end up undersized. But you are right about that in the sense that, I think the same day weigh-ins works in my mind, but you're right. People will still try to cut, and then you end up people fighting dehydrated. It's the same thing if you were to do regular weight checks. You just have people cutting their weight check weight, and then so they're just doing more weight cuts.
Yeah.
No matter what idea you come up with, people are just like, you know what, I'm still going to cut weight.
Find a way, right? Yeah. Actually, it reminds me of the BJJ tournaments, right? You turn up in the morning and you weigh, and then you're straight into the competition. So it's always, whenever I was doing it, I was always depleted. It's not, but you're not getting punched in the head there, so it's a little bit less dangerous,
Yeah. No, because that's probably the most risky part. Is just that not having fluid around the brain.
Yeah.
Yes, that's highly dangerous. I mean, I had a teammate recently that unfortunately missed weight only just, and their opponent okay, well, if we want the fight to go ahead, you can only be this weight by the morning, and the rest of us are all standing around looking at each other like, that is so dangerous. So you want them to only rehydrate to a certain extent and then go in and fight? No, that the health risks of that are just too high.
Yeah, man. But yeah, like you said, there's everything they do. I know one fighting championship was doing a hydration test, right? But I heard there's ways around that too. So yeah, what is the ideal? I don't know.
Bro, there's a video by, I think, MMA On Point, if I'm right. Yeah, but my boy, Dr. Oliver Barley, he makes a guest appearance in that one, and he will explain to you why one championship's approach is not a good one. It's far too easy to skirt around at the moment.
Yeah, I did hear that myself, man. So your fight coming up, Eternal 74 on the Gold Coast, 18th of March, Blake Donnelly, for the Eternal MMA Lightweight strap you're defending. Last time I talked to you, man, you mentioned that you'd like to return the favor of the last fight and give him a cut above his eye or something like that, man. What's your prediction for the fight?
Oh, well, I'm not. Look, man, my prediction is I go out, drag him to the ground, elbow him, and give him a cut right in the exact same place he gave me one, and just wave to the ref like, hey, you want to stop this, please?
Sounds like a good one, man. Hey, last time we talked, you were discussing the that you wanted to fight like regularly, but not as regularly as in the past. What's your plan for 2023 after this one?
Well, for me, man, there's never anything beyond the next fight. But if for a grand scope, I would like to fight maybe 3 times this year. I do want to start to space it out a bit more because I have noticed that as soon as I have a fight, I'm like, yeah, on to the next one, boys, let's go. But then about a week or two later, like my body just wants to shut down. That's what I found that after my last fight with Aiden. I was like, holy heck, like maybe it wasn't a good idea to ask for December. Because my body would constantly get sick or I'd get injured all the time. And I'm like, you need to give the body an appropriate rest after each fight camp, I think. Because you're just putting it through hell and then you're expecting it to just be totally fine because you've had the fight now, so you can go jump into another fight camp. And so I need to give myself like a bit of time to sort of reset, rebuild my body just a little bit at least, and then plan from there. What's the next step?
Yeah, man. The life and training, there's always a need for balance, right? You got to balance the hard with the soft and that. And you guys are constantly pushing the body in a really hard way, man. And yeah, there definitely has to be time spent to equalize it, right? To give yourself a little bit of a break to let all your cells recover and everything, man. Obviously, day to day, you mentioned a while back that you believe a lot in good sleep, etc. But that's just to kind of recover and get through the training, right? But yeah, between fights, I think you definitely need to give your body a bit of a balance to the rest, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like you just need to take it down back to first and second gear for a little bit. Coast on that for maybe, I don't know, two weeks, and then start to ramp back up again, as opposed to me trying to jump back in full force. So just not respecting the fact that my body needs time.
Yeah. And people say that's a good time to be doing the skill development, right? Where you can work on new things, not just pushing your body to the max, just work on your new skills and new movements and that, not at maybe 100%. And then you can start to integrate that once you pick it up as well, right?
Yeah.
Cool, man. All right. Well, I just wanted to catch you for a quick catch up before your fight. I don't want to keep you for too long. So thanks for your time again, man. Wishing you best of luck. And I'll be supporting from Macau, China, online, watching you live, bro.
Cheers, brother. Cheers. Any chance for one of those hats of yours?
Yeah, bro. Perfect. I'll send you one over. No worries. I actually
Awesome.
thinking that too, because I just got some new ones sent to me. So yeah, I'll send you one. No problem. I'll send you 2 actually. One for the missus. All right, bro. What size? Yeah. Large, extra large, or small, medium?
Let's go medium.
Yep. All right, man.
Go large.
Yeah. Cool, bro. All right, man. I'll send it on the way. And yeah, thanks again for your time. And look forward to seeing you fight this one and rest of 2023. All right, bro.
Yeah. Absolute pleasure, brother. Thank you.